everyone, today is World Down Syndrome Day and it's the 21st of March. The date is not a coincidence because the 3 in March represents the 3 copies of the chromosome 21 that people with Down syndrome have. It's what makes them unique. And since 2013, to raise awareness for Down syndrome, a creative initiative was started to get people to wear socks, because socks are actually the shape that our chromosomes are in. You know, they look like socks. But more than just socks, the initiative actually encouraged people everywhere to wear mismatched or colorful, zany socks. To not only to show that people with disability can be very unique and colorful just like the rest of us, but also to get a conversation started on diversity, inclusion, and acceptance. Speaking of inclusion, that is the theme of this year's World Down Syndrome Day. Lots of us have a general idea of what inclusion means because I think it's a buzzword that's been bandied about in the last 2 years. However, I think people have a general idea about it, but not a very specific understanding of what it means and what a place, whether workplace or public space or school or community with a inclusive system looks like. Okay, so I think that's the reason why in reality you don't see active inclusion of people with disabilities, including people with Down syndrome. According to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, inclusion actually means the full and effective participation in society by people with disabilities. So a scenario would be like an 8-year-old child with Down syndrome learning actively with the rest of her peers in the classroom, right? Or even if because of her learning differences, she's a year below, but she's still in a school of regular kids. Back in the old days, I can just imagine the traditional parents saying, "Oh, how's my kid gonna advance like that if the teacher has to spend so much time with the child with disability, or then the kids will be all dragged back and they can't finish their syllabus and do their exams properly." Typical, right? But you know what? That's what a system of inclusion means. It means you invest in resources, like teachers were trained, right, to teach children with disabilities, children with Down syndrome, right? You equip your schools, facilities for people with these learning challenges, people who are otherwise differently able, with their own potential and who just need a helping hand and understanding and support. You'd be surprised how much learning takes place when we are inclusive. We may not see these so-called skills in action. A lot of times they're intangible. They're wonderful skills that we learn. They are useful in our adult life, like cooperation, understanding, empathy, patience, kindness, which is so absent in our cold capitalistic world today. So this World Down Syndrome Day, one thing we can do is actually wear socks, colorful socks. I've got mine. Pardon this weird. I'm gonna pull something. Okay, that's one thing you can do, but we can go one step further. We can advocate for inclusivity at our workplace, in schools, public spaces and media. If you have no idea, it's fine, or what to do, it's fine. Go to worlddownsyndromeday.org. They said that we can use their resources to advocate for inclusion wherever we are, wherever we work and play. But another simple thing we can do is talk to our kids about what it means. Okay? When we mingle with people with disabilities, whether at the workspace or in classrooms, we can better understand the challenges they go through and the support they need. I mean, that's where empathy comes in naturally, right? Show them that there are many different ways to be different, not just, in the sense of religion, ethnicity, skin color, religious beliefs, shape, size. Essentially, we're all people, and we function differently. We have different talents, and it's the diversity, it's the whole sum that makes us interesting and that makes the world probably a better place. We need to lean on each other's different capabilities, right? And help those who are a little behind along so that we all win. I think one of the most beautiful things we can do for each other, for our children, and actually I know it sounds cheesy, but for our future, is to promote this inclusion in a sense where we become blind to these differences that stand out to us I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean, right? Like when we become when we understand that differences are normal, normalizing differences, that it's okay and diversity is the default, right? I think that's when the world will be a better place. So please join me and celebrate World Down Syndrome Day. I'm sorry if I offended anyone. Please forgive me. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.